guys, welcome back to my channel. It's almost October and for me that means setting up a new bullet journal. I set up my journals according to the academic calendar of my university. So that means October until January and February until August. So that's what we're doing today. Grab your notebooks and pens if you're planning with me, or if you're just chilling, grab a cup of coffee or tea and let's get started. As you can see, I'm unpacking my new bullet journal. It's a grey Scribbles That Matter with doodles all over the cover. It comes with a fine liner with a 0.4 thickness. I tried it out on the first page, but I will use a thinner fine liner from Micron. I will switch between 0.1 and 0.2. What I love about the Scribbles That Matter journals is that the middle of every page is marked, so that means less measuring. At the beginning you can write your name and the date you started and ended the journal. I will start mine in October. As a finishing touch, I added a little rainbow next to my name, because that's my signature doodle. By the way, what did you think of my new intro video? Let me know in the comments down below. The key and the index are pre-printed in this journal. Usually I glue them together, but this time I wanted to try to use them. So I filled in the key with my usual symbols. I follow the system from the maker of the bullet journal pretty closely. When it comes to the index, I'll refer back to that later when we set up all our spreads. I always start my bullet journal with a quote that should determine how I do life the next months. Since I'm a Christian, this is usually a Bible verse. This time I chose Proverbs 3 verse 6. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. He is the one who will keep you on track. I have a lot of goals for the upcoming months, but I want to keep my eyes on God and listen to what He has for me. So I wrote everything and on track in a brown lettering to highlight it. For the rest of the spreads of this setup, I chose to keep it very simple. I will recreate the same layout in every spread. I used two colors, beige and brown. I thought it fitted the autumn and winter season that this journal will take me through. I always write a small title in between two lines that go across the page. I then fill up the page with boxes in which I write the information I want to include in my journal. This first page will hold all my goals for the next months. I made 3 sections for my goals. Faith, for example, finding a church. Marriage, like having date night every week. And career, like starting my thesis. I find it helpful to set goals every 6 months because, especially at my age, life changes so fast and before you know it, you're in a whole other season with completely different priorities. So, preventing to be carried away with life, I like to write my goals down on paper and be confronted with them every once in a while. To finish off the spread, I added some brown and beige accents. It looks very warm and autumnish. It's also a trend I worked into my October plan with me, which I'm very excited to show you guys. The next spread is a classic, my year in Polaroids. It's actually my semester in Polaroids, but okay. I love this spread. It's like your own mini photo album inside your bullet journal. It's also very easy to set up. You just take a Polaroid or an Instax picture, whatever you want to work with, and you trace around it on 6 different spots across the page. Next, you write the names of the months in it, and voila, that's it. I wrote until March, but I don't know if I'm going to use all of those months, because I might already be transferred into a new bullet journal by then. The next spread is also from my previous bullet journal, a spread where I scribble down all my ideas for my social media channels, mainly YouTube and TikTok. I transferred some ideas from my old bullet journal that I haven't done yet, and some ideas are new. It's good to have a place to write everything down as you go, because as much as we want to, our heads cannot hold all the information we receive in a day. The layout is the same as the previous spread, with brown and beige. I want to keep things simple because I have a very busy semester coming up, and I don't have the time to create very artsy spreads. Sometimes I feel like I have an obligation to be creative and show you guys original artsy new spreads. But actually, I just want to take you along through my journal and my life. So when I have a busy schedule ahead, you will probably see more practical and quick spreads. In the same way, when I have more time, you will probably see me experiment more with doodles, themes, colors, and so on. So this is just me and my journal, being real and bringing you guys along. The second spread is the things to check out spread. I changed things up a little bit compared to my previous journal. I didn't write anything in the places section from last setup, so I skipped that one. And I divided TV into movies and series. I watch so many different series on Netflix and Disney Plus, and I need a place to track when a new season comes out. The next spread almost got eliminated. In my transfer video, I also talked about this. The wish list. Cons are that I have a wish list on Pinterest that is easy to make and to send to other people when my birthday or Christmas is coming up. I decided to keep the spread anyway because it's good for me to make the exercise of need and want. There is a lot that I want, but not so much that I really need. So instead of putting everything I see and like into my Pinterest list, I intentionally choose a category and write it down. Next to the wish list, completely unrelated but necessary, is my schedule. I use the same layout as the schedule from last setup. I didn't really use that one because I had an 8-month vacation going on, so I want to give that layout another shot. It's 5 bars next to each other. They are 4 boxes wide and 36 boxes long. That gives me enough space to plan from 6:30 a.m. until 11:30 p.m. I feel like I will use the schedule this semester because I can write my class schedule in there and add other activities that are weekly, like my workouts, church, date night, and so on. Next up is the future log. I have to be honest, I don't really use this spread that much because I tend to plan in the calendar in my phone and then write my appointments into my monthly or weekly setup. However, I feel like you can't have a bullet journal without the future log, just in case, you know? It's also nice to have an overview of your deadlines or holidays, so I decided to make a future log anyways. I added a little calendar per month to get an overview of what that month looks like. The final spread is, as always, the brain dump. Just a place where I can write stuff that don't have a place in my journal. This to prevent I still use post-its or notepads. Now that we made all of our spreads, I can fill in the index. I just write the name of the spread and the corresponding page number next to it. I haven't really used an index before, but I want to try to fill this one in, just to be able to refer back to certain spreads or get an overview of what's in this journal once I finish it. That was it for this setup video. Whether you are planning with me now in October 2021 or maybe in another month or even another year, I hope you enjoyed it and got some inspiration for your own setup. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Be sure to stay tuned for my October plan with me and some other fun videos coming up. I will see you in the next one. Lots of love!